So you won't believe the number of women in their 30s and 40s I've heard from who wanted to get married and have a family, and so had to choose quickly between one guy and the next. It's a similar scenario for most of them. One of the men in their life had money, but there was no chemistry, while the other guy didn't have the money or the lifestyle, but the connection was there and very much alive. Now, these women often regret choosing the one with money, and this is because even though they thought it was maybe the best decision they could take for their future children and maybe the lifestyle that they wanted at the time, they're now living unhappy lives because a lot of them quickly realized that, well, money arguably cannot buy happiness. Or perhaps they even are divorced right now and parenting their children in a very different way that they never thought would happen, right? Now, I get it. Sometimes a lot of women are faced with legitimate and difficult decisions, and truly, I'm not here to judge any woman for her choices. But the big question I actually want to answer in today's video is, can a woman genuinely love a broke man? There are lots of guys out there who tend to think it's an impossible thing. So yes, we jump into it right after this. Welcome back. My name is Jessica, and this is my YouTube channel. So today's video is sponsored by Passion Air, a Ghanaian airline that operates domestically, taking you from one Ghanaian city to the next. Passion Air now has an app. Go check it out, or better yet, log on to flypassionair.com and you won't be disappointed at all. So today's video seeks to answer 4 questions. 1, why some women avoid broke men. 2, what kinds of women actually would go ahead and date a broke man. 3, what women truly want from men. And of course, based on all the issues I raise in this video, I'll give you the final answer to the ultimate question. Can a woman genuinely date or love a broke man? First, let's address the reasons why women never date broke men, and there have been many that have said, indeed some of them are not so bad, but I just want to pick out the ones that really jumped out at me. So first one, broke men tend to have a lot of insecurities. Well, some women say dating a broke man who is also insecure is the worst thing that anyone could possibly imagine. His insecurities basically keep them camped at home and eventually drive the women in their lives nuts, crazy. The issue is not really being broke, but just demanding respect when you don't offer your woman anything but, say, anger and the frustration you feel that you sort of take out on her. Next one on the list here is broke men can be boring. From what I hear, because they're broke, it's hard to make room for extracurricular activities that may require some spending. Things get monotonous and boring very quickly, especially when there's no effort on his side to improve things or to change things. I've also heard that broke men tend to demand excessive respect. So women claim they have a false sense of entitlement that makes putting up with their lack of money hard. They become manipulative and controlling because they feel that if they're lenient, someone may take their woman away. They also demand respect in ways that are totally undeserving. And then another one here was broke men have low self-esteem. Well, some say dating a broke guy means walking on eggshells all the time. You'll be constantly careful not to make them feel bad for not having any money. They don't understand why. For instance, you'll have to go out or meet a new client or expand your business. They complain a lot, and before you know it, you're on the same level as they are, and they become aggressive. And then one of the most obvious ones was broke men lean on women financially. Understandably so, he's broke. Now, one woman actually told me a story of how she didn't know how bad his financial situation was until they got married and moved in together. She said at the end of the month, whenever he got his salary or he got paid, he literally came home with nothing because, you know, he had to service all the debts that he owed people, leaving her to pay for everything, including food, even his cosmetics, rent, electricity, you name it, right? And finally, women don't like broke guys because they want the easy life. Fair enough. Now, you can't really blame women here. I mean, knowing from the onset how bad things could potentially be if you end up with a broke guy is the first thing most women will avoid like a plague, especially when they have so many other options to choose from. Now, she would also choose a path of least resistance or least hardship. And so, yeah, it kind of is what it is. Some women even went ahead to tell me that, listen, even the broke man doesn't like the way he is. Why should I knowingly and willingly go into a situation like that? Are these legitimate reasons? Maybe, maybe not. But it also makes me want to address the next big question. What kinds of women can date a broke guy or don't mind dating broke men? Well, I think there are a few. One, women who date for character and not necessarily resources, you know? So these women typically look out for a man's personality, his character traits, and not necessarily what he has going for him, like immediately. You know, they look for things like, basically, has he got what it takes to become a better man tomorrow? Is he driven? Has he got viable dreams? These are some of the questions that they ask. Another type of woman who can date a broke guy is a woman who have themselves climbed the social ladder or are financially stable. Now, when a woman owns her own money, she's able to reasonably accommodate a man who may not earn as much as she does. I mean, she worked hard for her success and can even assist the man to achieve his dreams, right? So those women exist. Thirdly, women who are not blinded by a man's status or his wealth. Now, some women cannot see beyond a man's wealth, to be honest. Such women forget that money is a magnifier. I believe that it doesn't change the essence of who a man is in their lives as a person. You know what I mean? Simply put, money just reveals a man's true character. So if you're a bad person, money magnifies that. If you're a good person and you have a good character, money magnifies that as well. She knows that status and wealth are no guarantee of character or moral values until she looks beyond that. Of course, there's a type of women who have positive examples or true rags to riches stories in their own lives, and such women don't like or don't mind dating broke men. You know, if she's had examples of couples in similar situations who have made it, she's more likely to be open to try such a relationship as well. So then again, the next question I'll ask is, what do women want from men? Or what kinds of men do women want? Well, amongst other things, I can outline maybe the following. One, women want men who are resourceful. Men who have the quick ability to, find clever ways to overcome difficulties. I mean, a woman knows that basically life's path is filled with uncertainties, is dotted with trials and tribulations. So she also needs to see her man work through his challenges and solve his problems like they never existed, right? Women want men who have ambition, number two. You know, that strong desire to do or to achieve something, that's something that typically requires determination, hard work. Having such traits are reassuring to her. You know, she knows you'll never give up. And even if you're faced with like the toughest challenges, you've got it covered. You'll keep grinding until something gives, right? She needs to know that she and her future family or children are able to rely on you. Women want men who understand commitment. She needs a man who can be committed to the family and dedicated to his course, whatever the course may be. She wants a man with integrity, a man who is self-aware, accountable, responsible, trustworthy, reliable, a man who practices and encourages open and honest conversations, right? A man who's responsible for his actions. A few of the things that women look out for. So, can a woman date a broke man? Here are my final thoughts. Now, being broke isn't a crime. This is especially so now that, of course, job creation, the economic situation around the world and many parts of the world poses a main challenge for a lot of people. Okay. Now, staying broke, however, is the problem. There's a difference between being broke and being poor. Being poor shapes someone's entire life, and changing that, of course, will take a lot more effort, a lot more than cutting back or making small changes. But for broke people, financial hardship is usually temporary, and quick solutions make it possible to really overcome that situation. Now, listen, despite slow economic growth, no one has to embrace being broke as a way of life. There are many creative options out there to help people maximize personal income. Even people who've never been to school have those opportunities as well. You know, the issue is not that, Your man is broke and maybe uneducated, but whether or not he plans to stay that way. A broke man who is both helpless and refuses to get help in order to improve his income capacity will of course not be the first choice of a lot of women, and that's a fact. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But you see, most women can stand a man who earns far less than her, but is open and responsible about how he spends his income and how he intends to level up as well. He needs to be able to have that conversation with her. Can a woman generally love or date a broke man? Yes, she can. I truly believe so. But he must not stay broke indefinitely, or soon resentment is going to creep in, issues are going to crop up, and that relationship will end. The man has to be able to show that he's willing and he has dreams and he has aspirations and is working earnestly towards making them happen. That's the only condition under which women will agree to date them or be with them. Well, I hope that this video answered a few of your questions, or if there's someone out there who needs to hear the information contained in this video, the conversations that we're having, please share the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And give that little like button, a smash for me, as it helps the algorithm. All right, we'll see you in the next one. My name is Jessica. Cheers.